Welcome back, everybody. It's nice to see all of you again, those that are returning and first-time viewers too. Hello, I'm Shira. If you didn't already know that, so pretty much I did want to clear some things up. I got a lot of questions, so I wanted to go over some of the questions that I've been getting a lot from some followers. So I did bring a list with me so that we can go over the questions, and that way everybody can have the same answers so that I don't have to constantly answer the same questions over and over again. So not that I mind, but it's just, that way everybody, and then, it may be information that other people didn't know that they may want to know about me. So we're gonna go over some questions. Before I get to the list of questions that I've been asked, I did want to also clarify that we're not always going to talk about some things that everybody's going to want to listen to. So at the beginning of each video, what I'll do is I'll give you a heads up on what we're going to be talking about so that you'll know what the topic is. And that way, if you want to continue watching, if it's something you're interested in, you can continue watching, because there's going to be a little bit for everyone. The fellas, the ladies, we're going to talk about anime some weeks we're going to talk about makeup, some weeks we're going to talk about, TV shows or movies. So, I'll always clarify in the beginning what we're talking about, so that way, no one feels like they have to sit through something that they don't, have interest in, which I understand. So everything is not for everyone. Just don't watch something that you don't want to watch and then attack me in the comments if it's on a topic that you don't care about. So I'll do you the courtesy of letting you know what the topic's going to be about. And if you don't want to hear it, that's fine. Simply exit the video and keep it moving. Now, if it's something that I say that you don't agree with, feel free to I welcome all feedback, all commentary in the comments. If you have a different viewpoint than what I have, please share. I'm interested to know your viewpoints on things. So we will have open communication both ways. You don't have to have my opinion, and I don't have to have yours, and that's okay. That's, a part of having discussion. So today, the topic is going to be we're going to talk about a little bit of my background, and we're also going to talk about mostly anime today. So the topic today will mostly be about anime. Man, I could really use some wine right now. That's better. So, and if you want to know what wine I like to drink, I like white wine because I haven't really quite found a red wine that I like yet, because I like really, really sweet wine. So if you want to know a really good white wine to try, this stuff is really, really good. A really good white wine, it's a Moscato, it's very sweet, it's only like 5.5% alcohol, so it's a very, very good wine for those that are 21 and older and would love to try it. So now, let's get to our list of questions. So, number one, of course, are you single? No, I'm not single. If you watch your boy Roshi's channel, I'm his lady. So, that clears that. Not that it matters. We can still have a nice conversation. We can still be civilized. Feedback is still welcomed. So, there's that. I also have a question, where are you from? So, originally I was born in Atlanta, Georgia. So I was there until 2001, and then my parents moved to Florida. I started out in Fort Myers, Cape Coral area, which that's where I met your boy Roshi in high school. So that's where, my origin kind of is starting. Now I'm in Tampa, Florida. So that's where I've been. And I've been in Tampa since 2008. So I've been in Florida a good little minute now. Another question I received was, what is my nationality? I am Black or African American, whatever you want to call it. So another question I frequently get is, what anime do I like? So my favorite anime is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and not because I think it's the best anime, better than all the other ones. I just enjoyed that one a whole lot. That one really got me in my feels. I really liked Full Metal, and I thought it was a good mix of dark and humor, and it was just a very enjoyable show to watch. The next anime that I watch, like, of course, is Dragon Ball, and my favorite series in Dragon Ball was most likely Dragon Ball Z, just because I felt like that was the best writing so far. I also like Kill la Kill, another anime that I felt is very underrated. It has some really good action sequences in there. If you can get through some of the stuff in the anime, it's really good content. I actually had a custom art piece drawn for me for Kill la Kill because I like that anime so much. And if you want to know what that art piece looked like, if you haven't already seen it, it's on my Instagram and on my Facebook. So if you want to check out that art piece and what it looks like, it is on my Instagram. So yeah, it's a very nice drawing. So another anime that I get asked a lot is, oh, you should watch Death Note. I've seen Death Note, very familiar with Death Note. I saw the Netflix movie. I'm not gonna talk about that. That's already been wiped from my memory. So we're gonna act like that doesn't even exist. But yes, I'm a big fan of the Death Note anime as well. Another one I have been asked about is One Punch Man. I've seen One Punch Man. I really like it. It's very funny. I really like funny anime. I also like anime that have a lot of action. I also love anime that has a lot of story-driven plot. So I like very story-driven anime where I can really get invested into the story and the character development. So some things that I particularly really like about anime. Another thing I've been asked about is Attack on Titan. So Attack on Titan, I really enjoy, but I feel, the anime fans have been kind of let down a little bit, only because, I was expecting a lot more episodes to be released at a time, and it's been, unless you read the manga, it's going to be a while before you really know what's going on in the show. And because your boy Roshi reads the manga and kind of lets me know what's going on, and that knowing what's going to happen later on has also kind of taken my interest away from the anime. So it's not that I don't like it. I still really do enjoy Attack on Titan. I don't feel as strongly about it as I did when I first started watching it. I was very gung-ho about it, and now it's just kind of like, I'll watch it when they release new episodes, but I don't like check for it weekly. It's, whenever it comes back and whenever I get around to it, I will watch it. So that's that. Another one that I've been asked about is Mob Psycho. Yes, I've seen Mob Psycho. And Code Geass is one that I haven't been asked about, surprisingly. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Code Geass, but that's a very good story-driven anime. It does have some action in it, but you don't really watch it for the action. You watch it for the story. So it is a very good story if anyone likes a lot of character development and really good storytelling. Code Geass has a lot of good plot twists and plot points. Lelouch is a very interesting character to get to know, and how much he changes throughout the series. Not to compare it to Death Note, but Death Note was very story driven. Not that it didn't have a lot of action, not like the type of action that where fighting and beams and stuff like that, but it was a very good story, and that's how I feel about Code Geass. I don't know if I would say it's on the level of Death Note, but it's a very good story. I enjoyed it equally as much, so that's one that you guys should definitely check out if you haven't seen it. Akame ga Kill, I've been asked about. I have seen that one. That was also a very good anime. I watched Naruto, but with Naruto, I have to be honest, I cheated a little with Naruto because I didn't really hear much about Naruto growing up. I didn't actually really start hearing a lot about it until I got into college is when I really started hearing about it. And I graduated college in 2011. So that gives you guys an idea of how old I am. So I am 27 because people have been asking my age as well. So yes, I'm 27. And so with Naruto, it was really good to watch it. I can see why people would be disappointed in the show watching it week to week, especially with all the filler that I thankfully got to skip and not have to suffer through. So I definitely commend you guys that stuck with it, week to week. Probably, gives you some of those same feelings how I feel about Super, having to rewatch the movie again week to week and having to rewatch everything all over again. It was just excruciating, and then them taking 1,000 years to get to the actual tournament and spending time recruiting people. I don't know, it's just I get it, I totally do. But to be fair, with Dragon Ball Z, I did suffer the rewinds on WB and on Toonami and them going all the way back, and you're just like, oh, so excited for the next episode, and then you pop up and then it's like Vegeta coming to Earth for the first time, and you're like, whoa, what happened to the Frieza fight? So trust me, I've been there. So I have had my struggle with anime as well. So just not with Naruto. I watched that straight through in a month. So I was lucky me there. So moving on. So another one I was asked about was Seven Deadly Sins. I have seen that. I have also seen Boruto, but I'm hoping that Boruto gets better because it is a little slow right now, and I hope that the show starts to progress more because I do expect more from Boruto, especially not having watched Naruto too long ago. So I'm hoping that Boruto steps it up a little bit because it is dragging its feet a little bit. Another one I was asked about was Black Clover. I'm asked about Black Clover a lot. I do watch that weekly as the new episodes come out. So I like it so far. It's still young and we still have a lot to learn about it and seeing how the story goes, but I like it so far. Minus Asta's yelling, not a big fan of that, but they do seem to have toned it down a little bit in the anime, so as long as they, keep it that way, I can definitely rock with it. It's been pretty good so far. Another anime that I'm really into is, or have seen, I should say, I've seen Fate Zero, I've seen Sword Art Online, I've seen Yu Yu Hakusho, love that anime, have seen Sailor Moon, of course, and guys can hate on it if they want to, but guys watch Sailor Moon just as much as women did, and they always will be like, oh yeah, my sister loved that show. Yeah, right, your sister, you too. So I don't want to hear it. Sailor Moon was a dope anime, and it had some good fighting sequences in there too, despite some of the other stuff. But I will say Kill la Kill tops Sailor Moon. If you like Sailor Moon on the low, then you would definitely enjoy Kill la Kill because it's like Sailor Moon on steroids is how I like to describe it. The fight scenes are much, much more satisfying. So there's that. I also watched Inuyasha, and I liked Pokemon. I had like over 100 Pokemon cards. I used to collect them, and I don't have any of them anymore, but I used to have a bunch, and it was awesome. And I didn't even know that Pokemon was an anime. I used to watch it all the time when I was a kid, and then after I started to get older and people were talking about it, talking about how it's an anime, and I'm like, what? Pokemon's an anime? I didn't know that. So yeah, it's cool that, you know, Pokemon's an anime. I guess because it's so different than other anime, that's what makes you not really think about it being an anime. So that's pretty much the list that I had. If there are any other ones you want to ask me about, feel free to ask me about them in the comments. That's all the ones I could really recall. I'm sure I've seen a bunch more anime than the ones I just had on this list, but those are just the only ones I could remember off the top of my memory as of right now. So I've seen a lot. But as far as my favorite, which I've already mentioned, Full Metal Brotherhood, definitely my favorite. My top 5 anime, which I get asked a lot too. My top 5 would be One Punch Man, DBZ, Kill la Kill, Full Metal Brotherhood, and My Hero Academia would be my top 5. I really enjoy all of those 5. They all do something differently for me. I wouldn't say that, you know, they're necessarily the best anime ever and they're better than any other anime. That's not what I'm saying. Those are just my personal favorite 5 that I enjoyed thoroughly. So there are a lot of anime I enjoy, but if I had to break it up into 5, those would be my 5 favorites. But it's hard to kind of narrow it down because, like, you know, each anime has its own unique feeling to it. That's why I watch anime. It's more entertaining to me than TV. So most people think it's like nerdy and stuff like that, but I don't care. They can go kick rocks. Don't have any other more questions for today. There are other questions I've been asked, but I'm just, like I said, gonna save those for another week just because I don't want the video to be too long. So we'll definitely discuss some other things another week. Thank you for listening and supporting. I definitely appreciate it. For those who haven't already, you know, my Instagram link is always below, along with my Facebook likes page. So check out that stuff, and then of course there's my modeling content on that stuff. You can always see me on your boy Roshi's channel on Saturdays as well. So we definitely enjoy having you all and interacting with you all. So please continue to provide feedback and, you know, give your opinions. It's always nice seeing like everybody interact, and the conversation is just awesome. So I definitely appreciate everyone, and I hope that you all have a nice Super Bowl weekend.